in Breslin. Yes, in East Lansing. Dusty May and company went in there. And they were 23 of 26 from the charity stripe. That is amazing for Michigan. They did the best of the season so far. They shot 44% from the field is all in this one. But they shot 38% from three. And they barely beat Michigan State in rebounding 37-36. This was a game where each team was intense. They fought hard. This was a rivalry game unlike any I have ever seen in college basketball. We'll get into it. Yaxel Landenborg for Michigan finished with 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocked shots. Cadeau had 17 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. Morris Johnson Jr. had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. Mara, there was some controversy with Mara early in this game. Did he foul the guy or didn't he? We'll get to it. He had 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Michigan won this rivalry game at Michigan State for the first time since 2018, about 8 years ago. They won it 83-71. But that wasn't the whole story. Yes, it was a 12-point win. But as I said, it's not the whole story. Michigan led by 18 at one point. They were down by 2 after that. And then they come back and win by 12. This team has a fortitude unlike any other. Number 3, Michigan, was 19-1. And they were at number 7, Michigan State, who was 19-2. Who could get 20 wins first? Michigan, of course. Little brother has to wait until the next game. But Michigan was favored by 2.5, and I would have bet that if I had any discretionary income of my own. But it was on Tom Izzo's birthday as well, which makes it even more satisfying for a Michigan fan. He cried if he wanted to. He'd cry if you want to. It's my birthday. I'll cry if I want to. He cried a lot in this game, but man, this was a game that was officiated in the weirdest way ever. I've never seen one guy get a foul called on him, and then they go to review, and they say, no, actually it was on the other guy for the other team, and it was a flagrant, and they get free throws and balls back. This was a weird game. I'm going to tell you that right now, but it was intense. Holy shit, was it intense. Tom Izzo, I hate Michigan State, but I like Tom Izzo. I like him. Eventually, he got a technical foul late in this game, which you would expect, But he should have got a couple early, too, in my opinion. This game started off with Mara fouling a Michigan State player 25 seconds into this game, after Michigan State's guard undercut him. So Michigan State was doing this to Mara. They were getting in front of him. So here's Mara. They're getting in front of him and then stopping. And then it's a foul on Mara. It was a bullshit call. Later on in the game, early in this game, Mara had a layup. Cooper had an alley-oop jam for Michigan State. Then there was a cheap foul on Aquana. Cheap. So both sides. The officiating was terrible. I'm just going to say that. But Michigan did win, and they were the overpowering team. That is what we need to focus on, is that Michigan went into Breslin and did Michigan things. Michigan State was just another opponent. Ohio State, Villanova, Gonzaga, they're just, yeah. Cadeau hit a layup for Michigan. Then I thought Mara got his second foul less than 3 minutes into this game, which would have been huge. And you could tell that Michigan State wanted to get him out of the game early. They were trying to get him fouls early. The refs changed that call from Mara after a TV timeout. It was on Burnett instead of Mara. These are the types of things that don't happen ever in college basketball. But I will say that Gus Johnson was on the call, and he's terrible. My God, he can't figure out whether a guy is fouled from three. Is he going to shoot 2 free throws or 3 free throws? He had mistakes all game as a commentator. He's not good. He's not good at all. And he was ahead of the script a lot of times. He would say what's about to happen a little bit too early. And we don't like that as bettors. So, maybe it is rigged. Maybe it is scripted and he just can't read a script. I don't know. But Cooper had an alley-oop jam, as I said. Mara, second foul, and 3 minutes in. Yaxel then hit a 3 for Michigan. It was 7-2 is all at the under 16 TV timeout. Michigan had the 5-point lead. Cadeau hit a 3, but Kohler answered after that TV timeout. Yaxel hit 1 of 2 free throws. Damn it. But as I said, we would make all but 2 of the rest of them, which was unbelievable. Mara then blocked a shot and laid one in at the other end. Beautiful. And then he had a layup again. Michigan State was 1 of 11 for a stretch early in this game. It was 15-5 Michigan at the under 12 TV timeout. Fierce had a hell of a game for Michigan State, but he kept jumping into players. He kept flopping. He was getting fouls that were not worthy, but nonetheless, he had like 25 points and a lot of assists, and he's a great player. He has great balance. He can hit a guy as he's going up and still compose himself and make a shot. He did it a lot. So Fears had a layup. McKinney then, though, hit a 3. He had 10 points for Michigan as well. Coming in, he had an amazing turnaround jumper we'll get to. Johnson hit a layup for Michigan. Fears then had a layup and one of those bullshit calls, This was an intense game early on. It really was. It was 20-10 Michigan at the under 8 TV timeout, though. Scott hit a 3 for MSU. But then Johnson had a 30-yard touchdown catch and jam from Mara, which was awesome. Looked like football. They were talking about that in the pregame. Dusty May thought this was going to be a slugfest. And we got a 30-yard jam. Michigan was better than Michigan State in transition. They were better than Michigan State in transition D. And they made their free throws. It was awesome. So it's going to be a long video. All right, I'm going to try and speed it up here in what happened. But Fierce hit a layup. McCullough made 2 free throws. Yaxel hit a floater. And then a guard stopped in front of Mara again. And this one was his second foul in the game. It was Fierce who dribbled in front of him, stopped, and he made 2 free throws. But Cadeau hit a 3. A Michigan State shot clock violation because of Michigan's amazing defense created a 27-19 lead at the under 4 TV timeout. McKinney then hit a turnaround jumper for Michigan. That's the one that I said, wow, it was awesome. Fears hit 2 free throws. Both teams were getting terrible calls. And maybe the officials were trying to calm the whole situation down because it was electric, it was intense, it was March Madness type in Breslin. And so maybe the officials were trying to do that. I don't know. But a flagrant was called on Michigan State that I thought was a terrible call. And then a flagrant was called on Michigan later in this game. We'll get to it, which I thought was terrible. So after Gus was saying it was a hook and hold, they looked at it and they took a while. And they said that Yaxel actually was fouled, and it was a flagrant foul called on Michigan State, and Yaxel made 2 free throws. Then Michigan got the ball, and Yaxel made an and one. He laid it in, fouled, and one, which separated Michigan once again. Johnson rejected Carr, which was awesome. McKinney drilled a 3 for Michigan. MSU called a timeout. It was 37-21. With under 2 minutes left in this game. In the first half, excuse me. Fears missed a free throw. He was 1 of 2. Wow, he missed a free throw. 89%. He missed one. But it didn't matter. We ended up winning by 12. But every point matters when it's Michigan State. Then bodies were flying all over the court with no calls at all. Late in this half. And then everything was called in the second half. Gale hit a layup for Michigan. Michigan was running the court and playing defense better than little brother. And another flagrant foul on a transition try was against Michigan State in this first half. Yaxel hit 1 of 2 of those free throws. And then we couldn't get the bucket. Sometimes we couldn't even get a shot. We had a lot of turnovers. Carr hit 2 free throws for Michigan State. Then Cheddar jumps sideways into a guy. And he gets the foul. And he was 2 for 2 from free throws. I didn't agree with that call either. Like I said, both sides it didn't make any sense. What you thought was a foul, or what was called a foul on one end was not on the other end, and then a different foul was called on one end but not the other end, and it was the weirdest officiated game that I have ever witnessed. I'm telling you. Yaxel made 2 free throws after that. Then Michigan got the ball, and Yaxel made an and one. Johnson rejected Carr, and McKinney drilled a 3. That was before, sorry. I lost my spot. I'm sorry. Just fast forward. Michigan was running the court, as I said. Cheddar jumped sideways into a guy. Carr jammed one home to end the first half as time expired. It was 42-26 at halftime. Then he got a bucket to start the second half. But at halftime, Michigan only had 4 turnovers to Michigan State's 11. Michigan State was shooting 27% and was 2 of 12 from 3. They would start turning that around here in the second half. In the second half, Michigan State came out guns blazing. Carr hit a hook shot, as I said, the first bucket. Then he hit a dunk. Then Fears made 2 free throws, and it was 6-0 run for Michigan State. Mara hit a layup for Michigan. Then Landenberg's block led to a jam of his own. Then Cooper answered his jam with his own jam for Michigan State. Then Kohler had a blocked shot. Carr made 2 more free throws. Fears hit a layup and had an and one off of a steal from Michigan State. Michigan had their 4th turnover of this second half at the under 16 TV timeout. It was another 9-0 run this time for Michigan State after a Fears layup. It was 46-41 after Michigan led by 18 points at one point in the first half. Michigan State come out in the second half ready to go, guns blazing. But McKinney then made a step back J after the under 16 TV timeout. Fears flopped. No other way to say it. He flopped to get Morris Johnson, his third foul. And then Michigan goaltended a Michigan State shot, so Kohler's shot counted. Then Kohler had a nice short turnaround jumper. Cadeau was fouled from 3 and made 2 out of 3 free throws. Mara had 2 blocks right in a row after that, where he blocked one guy, it bounced around, got to another guy at the rim. He turned around, blocked that fucking guy too. Get out of here, Mara said. 2 in a row, like back to instantaneous. He's a beast. A Kohler offensive foul led to the under 12 TV timeout left in this game. Michigan's lead was 5, 50-45. A flagrant foul on Michigan's McKinney for trying to not get run over. The defender was running out to the 3-point line, and McKinney I don't know. They don't show the replays for this, but maybe he kicked his leg out, hoping for a foul, and then he grabbed onto a guy's arm because he's going back to hardwood, and he might crack his skull. But he got called for the flagrant foul for grabbing onto the guy. So, yeah. Scott made 2 free throws because of that. Yaxel then had an offensive putback. Scott had an and one off another chippy call, kind of a cheap foul. Michigan State could take the lead now, down 2 points after being down 18. But Kason hit a 3. Fears hit a jumper. Kohler's 3 tied the game for both teams, 55-55, at the under 8 TV timeout. And then Jamie Fears ran, of course, he comes out with a steal and a layup to give Michigan State their first lead of this game by 2 points. But Yaxel tied it up with 2 of 2 free throws. Scott hit a layup, got the lead back, but then Chatter hit an amazing 3 off of an end around, pick and pull, whatever you want to call it. He was contested. He drilled it. That's what he does. I love it. Johnson hit 2 free throws. That's what he does. Man, is this guy a great free throw shooter, 79% for the season. Get to the line, Johnson. Let's go. Carr missed 2 free throws, and that was huge in this game. Kohler then hit 2 free throws for Michigan State. Both teams were in the bonus at this point. Not quite the double bonus, but I thought it was going to be a free throw contest that Michigan State was going to win. But it didn't turn out that way. Cadeau hit a floater. Cooper had an alley-oop for Michigan State. But Johnson had a short jumper. Cadeau hit another 3 for Michigan. And Michigan State called a timeout with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left. It was 69-63, Michigan, the 6-point lead. Fears drew another foul out of that and made 2 more free throws for Michigan State. But Yaxel hit a layup off a great pass from Cadeau, leading him right to the bucket. Perfect placement. Michigan got an offensive rebound and called a timeout with 1:38 left in this game. They were up 71-65. And out of that timeout, Johnson went to the hoop, had a reverse layup with his left hand. Cadeau got a rebound and a timeout. He fought for the ball, called timeout with 1:09 left. Yaxel made 2 out of 2 free throws. after that, after being fouled. Fears made a three to give Michigan State hope late in this game. But Johnson knocked down 2 more free throws. Then Cadeau knocked down 2 more free throws. With 32 seconds left, Michigan State was down 11 points. As Fears made 1 of 2 free throws. Ball don't lie, bitch. Tom Izzo then got a technical foul. He was having a conniption all day on his birthday. That's what I said earlier. It's my birthday and I'll cry if I want to, right? That's what he did. Yaxel made 4 straight free throws after that. Fears got a layup, but Michigan won this game 83-71. 12-point victory for the good guys in East Lansing. We play them, I think, the last game of the regular season in Chrysler. So it's going to be a while before we see a rematch, and it's going to be at our house this time. Michigan State is no longer a one-loss team in the Big Ten. Purdue, or Illinois is, and we play them only one time, I think at their house. We already beat Nebraska the one and only time we play them. They are a one-loss Big Ten team. So we have a stranglehold. We have the upper hand of the Big Ten right now, of course, after this victory for Tom Izzo. And let's not forget, number 5 and undefeated Nebraska on, what was that, Tuesday? So 2 top 7 teams in a row Michigan just beat. 1 at home, 1 on the road. Michigan's number 1. They're going to win the title, baby. Let's go. Man, what a game, what a gutsy performance. It was intense. It was a rivalry game, but a 12-point victory nonetheless. Cry about it.